You know, I ain't really looked at that.
What's up, Cozy?
Somebody got
What's happening?
Somebody got a reverb.
Well, y'all gotta start. You gotta start right, Julius. All rise. The Honorable Charlie Brown is in the room.
You too kind.
You are too. Your nose, finger nose right there.
Kelly.
Quit telling him that. Julius, you know, you need to stop. You know, the world don't just wake up and we say Julius Hall, okay?
That's right, Mr. Brown.
Man.
I don't know who kissed more, Charlie Brown or RG, man. Good Lord.
Listen, before we get started, hello, boys and lady. It gives me great pleasure to be here tonight, not just here, but on time. And what's important is punctuality. And I want people to know exactly if you're going to do something, be on time. And what I want you to do for us tonight is to call a friend, let all your cousins and relatives know, share. One of the great wonders of the world is on now. And I just want to say hello, boys and lady again.
Thank you for the introduction.
Long-winded, but okay. I never looked at the fly at the banner until just now. I need to change that. She needs to when she comes. She need to change all that. I mean, you know, it's about the hell. It was just me, Charlie, Bernard, and Sandra in the air. That was way back then.
I know it.
Well, you got one come on before you got the new
right. But
yeah.
The one with the where they go through the motions, she got to change that thing.
Right.
Air ain't been here in 2 years.
Mm-hmm. And Sonya ain't been in 2 months.
It's a good point. Jamal, what you doing up there?
I'm just going to share something with you. It wasn't me who said this, but Louise Franklin. Louise Franklin said that. She said that y'all do too long in your introductions. And I had to get on her. I said, that's not me. Don't come at me with that. And so I began to get on her at the church and yell at her. I said, it's not me. That's the Rabble. I said, talk to Julius Hall about that. Don't come to me about that. So I'm just here.
Okay, be more specific. What you mean too long with the introduction? I'm a little
She said y'all do the introductions too long. That's what Louise Franklin said. So I'm put her name out there, Louise Franklin. That's what she said last week when we had our community emergency meeting. That's one of the things she said to me outside, and some people saw me not yelling and getting loud and carrying on because I told her, don't come to me with that. Go to Julius. That's my thing. Always like, you got some problems with some people and some stuff. You take it to them. So that's why I want to say this publicly. So she looking at the show. She can go and say, hey, yeah, I said that. Louise Franklin. Because she looks at the shows. But that's what she said. I'm merely putting it out there because that way, because she also got me about St. Pius. We said nothing about St. Pius. I say St. Pius, people don't say nothing. So again, it's Pius, and then I say, oh my God, the person went to St. Pius who always make a comment. Ivan went to St. Pius. I say, if Ivan ain't saying nothing, so That's all I got to say. Don't come to me. Go to Julius Hall about it.
Hey, Jamal, can you start talking behind our back and come on our show and tell all us that?
Well, actually, Bernard, watch this, Bernard. Now, Jesus is the VP of operations, from what I was told. What I was told, Bernard.
No, he passed the bucks and go see Julius Hall.
You see that? So he you know what? We're gonna do him like Trump.
Yeah.
No, I passed the buck because, see, I know that, like I said, as people witnessed and saw how, y'all think I just do this in environments like this. I do this every place I go. If I think you irritating me, I'm going to let you know I'm irritated, and I don't care who's around. So some people see me on the Rabble, and they see he be going talking all like that. Guess what? I'm equal opportunity. That's why I said I try to be chill, but that's why I kept telling her. I say, listen, I say, you can't go and say, that's not run, tell that. That's not run, tell that. So I'm just throwing it out there. So again, I put it out there. So as media vice president, I went and passed on the information, but I did it publicly. I didn't go and keep it quiet. You see what I just did? I put it out there publicly. So some people know. So Charlie Brown to be aware of that. Some people think that. So you know.
Well, I appreciate you sharing that.
1-800 cash.
I'm probably late. 90% of the time, so I don't know what exactly was going on, but I'm gonna look into it and see if we can do a little curtailing it or whatever.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we've been
and
doing.
You see how Julius Hall ran, right? You said Julius Hall ran out.
He went to pick up. He said he had
go pick up his grandson,
and he'll be stepping off for a minute.
So
he's lying. He's a Wolverine, St. Pius Wolverine. He's a St. Pius Wolverine.
You know what? That's why they go to a Jenkins Warriors, because they can talk to them. You know, see, they don't come in our face with that nonsense. They go to those Jenkins Warriors because they allow stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. Trust me, if it would have came to Tucker Wolverine, we wouldn't even heard about this on this show today. I'm just saying.
My God, run tell that, ain't it, Bernard?
Yeah. Hey, if she listening, we ain't got to run and tell that. She is.
Cozy, you awful quiet. Would you like to just say general something, since everyone is sort of?
I don't want to feed into this woman's observation. I'm not going to call it a complaint. Her observation.
They are being sexist,
just briefly say hello from all the way from New Jersey here in Savannah. Welcome everybody. Good to see everyone. Should be interesting tonight.
Happy to have you too.
You didn't get the same respect to Mr. Ron. Mr. Brown, I'm disappointed in you. They said you was also out there with that Trump foolishness too. But anyway, I'm gonna let you go ahead.
Oh no, Ron see the format for now. He could just whenever just step right in.
Yeah. I'm sitting here listening to the real you all.
The real you all. Hey, you almost
getting to know you.
You're almost close to say. He almost close to saying you people, but he said you all.
Yeah, notice he got himself. He got it.
If you feel like saying it, then so be it. But like I say, just kind of sit back and listen to you all. I think y'all a great bunch of people. You know, you have problems like everybody else, you know, so we okay.
How's the weather in Dallas? What does it look like in Dallas?
Cloudy right now. It might do a little bit more raining later on, early in the morning, but right now it's okay.
Same here.
Hot. It's hot.
We got the same thing going.
Yeah.
Dallas weather is a dry weather or is a wet weather? You know, because
it's dry.
Mr. Brown, nobody sent you an agenda with Dallas's weather on it.
No, I was just curious because he's in Dallas.
Commercial break.
You're in Savannah, Bernard is in Atlanta.
Jesus, please. We got a message from Patty Hewitt. Please talk with Brother Brown when we come back, and we'll be back.
I'm Patty Hewitt, and I'm worried about our future.
Last one.
I think about my grandkids and the belief that they deserve every opportunity. And what you deserve, what coastal Georgia deserves, is someone who cares more about their community than about corporate profits and big pharma.
I'll see you later.
All right, thank you. Small business owners and hardworking Georgians are the heart of our community.
Have a good day.
Not CEOs, not lobbyists, not shareholders, but who's taking care of them? It's time to ask yourself, what do you want from your government? This is our year to stand up against what we know is wrong. No more DC politicians invading our home life. No more racism that kills dreams and spreads violence. And no more corporate greed at the expense of workers' rights and our environment.
So what would be the most meaningful help to you?
I've spent the last 8 years working behind the scenes, mobilizing our communities for positive change. And while that is really important work, I can't stand by and allow the same tired politicians to run this country, the same ones who've neglected the real needs of Georgians. I'm ready to take our seat in Congress so I can fight for you and your families.
I vote for you.
Thank you, my darling. I love you. This isn't about party lines. This is about voting for a better future for more Georgians. Enough is enough.
Oh, who in charge? Sure. Bernard, you in charge. Cause see Jesus up there. I think he got that praying a frozen one. I don't know.
No, I'm observing how Julius Hall is back. But y'all say he had left to go get his grandson, and that's why I'm trying to figure out how y'all live for him. And again, it is witnessed by 1,035 people. They have heard y'all lie here on the Rabble for Julius Hall. That's what happened. St. Pius Wolverines. Bernard's what he said, but it's St. Pius Wolverines. They will lie for one another, and all y'all not corrupted for him. Charlie Brown, the honorable man from Richard Arnold. So my God.
My grandsons, they got dropped back on.
Bring to that.
You know what?
Whoever got the reverb.
Jude.
Thank you for sharing the Richard
Jude.
Arnold. He used to be
Jude.
mayor of Savannah, Georgia. Thank you.
Jude, you ain't got to explain that to a Wolverine where you been. You back. We ain't got to explain that to them.
Yeah, my grandsons came and I had to get them, and their mom just got them just now. So.
Yeah. That's why he got on that loser jersey now.
Oh my God.
Somebody could have took over. Y'all got an agenda.
He had a VP operations, didn't want to act all scary.
Yeah. Y'all got
Why
an
did
agenda.
you put you cross no fence?
I don't have the agenda.
It's gonna be a long show tonight.
He don't send me an agenda.
I guarantee you got one.
All right, then we can go on with the first subject, this topic. Go ahead. What the
Judge
first-
Eileen Cannon dismissed the classified documents case against Trump. What does this mean? Is the country going to hell in a handbasket? Is there two Americas, one for Trump and one for the rest of us? And she cited y'all good homeboy Clarence Thomas in her opinion and in her decision to dismiss those charges. She was corrupt from the jump. She's a Trump appointee that has no experience. She's never been on the bench in the first place. Don't have more experience than I do.
Oh, wow.
It's the same difference as the Supreme Court. Amy Barrett have never tried a trial, and she's a Supreme Court justice reviewing other trial, and have never sit down and have a trial, to my knowledge. And it is two worlds. So it's a world for Donald Trump and a world for the rest of us. He is above the law. He stated a long time ago, if I might not get the street right, if I go on Fifth Avenue and shoot someone dead, I can get away with it. And he said it almost immediately after he was elected president. Or even before. So
He did.
Okay.
I think the whole thing is embarrassment for this country, and it's an embarrassment for democracy, because it's like saying there's no such thing as democracy when you have a judge sitting there and how she's able to be a judge. I mean, I think it's almost like saying you got to change the qualification to be a judge, because what she has done is show you there is two Americas, and we are not part of it.
Never was.
Yeah. It's something to think about. There's two Americas for sure, and there's no doubt in my mind. I think she showed it very clear.
Don't be scared.
Well, I was waiting on them, but you know what? I ain't surprised, man. We need to just tell it like it is. Donald Trump can do any damn thing he want to do in this country. Anything. Because at the end of the day, I'm not gonna say our vote don't matter. I'm not gonna say that. I'm definitely not gonna say that. But sometimes, man, I understand what a lot of people say. They gonna put who they want to put there, no matter what.
Anyway.
They gonna put them anyway. Now y'all done created an animal. Me and this guy was talking about it for 2 hours on the phone. Donald Trump is the next thing, radicalized Hitler. Donald Trump is basically Donald Trump don't care about nobody but Donald Trump. And there ain't a white, black thing in this him. He just a damn fool. And they allow him to do what they want. You know why? They looking for somebody they can look up to.
Correct.
They're looking for somebody they can look up to do what they want to do, and they allow that. And that judge, trust me, they need to get rid of everybody on that Supreme Court, period. You should last there 10 years and go home. And you talking about Clarence Thomas, trust me. This guy, I put him in the same with Clarence Thomas, Tim Scott, Ryan, all of them kissing Donald Trump butt, and he don't give a hell about y'all. Y'all done created an animal, and he gonna show y'all, if he become president of the United States, he gonna show y'all who he really is. He already showing y'all. He think he's above the law, period.
He is.
Okay. Well, this lady, I think they're going to appeal her decision. So what you think, Jamal? Will it get overturned by the 11th Circuit?
We are hoping that the 11th Circuit be strong enough, but yeah, that's what I think the process now, that automatically they're going to go and appeal it. It has to be appealed. If not, we see, going to alluding to what Bernard was throwing out there, that you now go, we say that our system is based on rule of law, but if not rule of man, that's when you have a dictatorship. And so that's the borderline, and it's going to be frightening. I guess we're going to have some more conversation about some of this and some of the other topics, but again, it is frightening, and people who are not interested. I was screaming today at somebody about that they don't vote and they don't get engaged in voting and they don't know certain things. And I'm like, wait a minute, this is why we have. And that, no, I didn't put them in office. I said, by you not voting, put those people in office. So,
that's correct.
Yeah. Say that again, Jamal. Say that again.
By you not voting, put those people in office. You said, I didn't put them in office. Yes, you did, by not voting.
That's correct. Absolutely correct. Did everybody touch on?
RG?
I'll go to the next one. I know y'all shocked. I'm not gonna be like Charlie Brown. I'm gonna set an example.
I can't believe you criticizing chocolate.
Yeah.
What?
I know it.
I'm like Jesus. I'm equal opportunity.
Charlie coming to get them $20. He don't give a damn. He don't care what you say. He coming to get them $20. So you might want to get them ready. Yeah. Okay. Next on the topic is J.D. Vance. I meant to pull a picture up for him, but I just didn't have time.
You don't have to. Excuse me just for a minute.
They said you're the campaign manager.
J.D. Vance. This guy is, if you see him without that beard, you say he's a little challenged. He's a Yale Law School grad with some screwed up views. He got rich from his, they made a movie out of his book, didn't they? Hillbilly Chronicles or whatever the hell it was.
Yeah, that's close. Hillbilly, whatever.
Yeah. But he's the vice president. He's 35 years old and is...
No, he's 39, Julius.
39? 39. Yeah. 39 years old. And he's a heartbeat away from the presidency with those warped ideas. He's the Project 2025 is part of the Heritage Foundation, where they come up with these. They came up because they see that the whole country is turning brown. And it's not as white as it used to be. So they had to come up with this 900-page manifesto to get rid of all of us. And if you don't go vote knowing that Trump supports this, how could a person knowing that they're going to get rid of you in some capacity, might not get rid of you out of this country, but some capacity, you're going to be treated worse than you are now. And you support these people who support this platform, and then you don't have the damn tactical fortitude to go out and vote. You don't even want to go and vote, and then you even thinking about voting for Trump or for the third party Kennedy. This guy here he's worse than Trump. He's an idiot all the way.
Julius, I'm gonna have to piggyback on you. Donald Trump is dangerous. But this man is 10 times dangerous than Donald Trump because he's 39 years old and he have a following. He have no really political experience even being senator. And he is there. I'm telling you, if you don't get out and vote and start standing up to be counted, I'm telling you, this man gonna punish you. Well, I'm not going to be around. I know how old I am, but I hope people look at the reruns in the future. J.D. Vance is dangerous than Donald Trump, I'm telling you. And he's a little bit more intellectual with getting it done. That's my concern. Well, you got to watch this man.
Let me offer this. And for our palm-colored friends, what I want the white community to stop saying is, and when they introduced him, they said he pulled himself up by his bootstraps. Well, one, when you stole the bootstraps from the damn Native Americans, and then you act like all of a sudden you just found the bootstraps and you work for it. It was given to you generationally. And then you bring people over here to actually don't have access to bootstraps. So stop saying that bullshit. That gets on my nerves. You didn't pull yourself out by the bootstraps. You stole them. And then you act like you did something. That's not how that works. So I want folks to really think about this rhetoric that's going on. Now, on the flip side of that, the one thing I posted this yesterday, and this is where I have a problem with Democrats and some other folks who are politicians. The one message that was sent by that pick is, we are listening to young America. This whole Democrats not putting younger people in positions is going to come back and bite them. Now, how do we fix that? I don't know. But that was a very clear message. And I think they said on CNN that this is a pass the baton to the younger generation. And so we got to look at all of the nuances into this. But the one thing I want to emphasize is, kill me with to pull yourself up by the bootstraps when you never had to work for them in the first place.
It's one thing I can say that people have to understand. You got to, from here on out, we're going to have a lot of different people, just like him, JD, come along. But what we fail to do is make people understand why you need to vote. That's the only way you're going to beat them. You're going to beat them at the ballot box. Because we have Trump, anybody else talk all day about what they would do. Unless we go to the ballot box and vote, that's the only way we're going to be able to beat them. And as good as it say, yeah, he's from the looks of it, he could really be trouble for the future for a very long time. But you have to teach people why it's important to vote. And if they don't never learn how to vote, people like that just keep coming. And we're going to always have a lot of problems. So to me, the bottom line is you have to beat them at the ballot box. That means tell people why, try to make them understand why it's important to vote. People like that don't scare me, but it's just the fact that we can do a lot about it, but we don't because we don't vote. That's the bottom line. So they're going to always keep coming.
I had shared with people today, I said that when we talk about young people, for me, I'm talking about minors. I'm talking about people who are 17 and younger. I'm talking about those are the young people to me. When they are 21, they are 20, they are adults. They're adults. And guess what? them adults don't do nothing. The adults who are in their 20s, 19, going to when they are 80 years old, some of them do nothing. And that when we hear some of this right here is the same goobly gook, I'm going to say like that, from people who are in their 20s and in their 30s saying why they don't going to do something, but then complain about the issues. Then you have people in their 50s and their 40s. So I look at it in general, adults in general. That's why I don't even go and space it out like that anymore, because all of us doing wrong. And with regards to being responsible, and like I said, we are betraying us. We are absolutely betraying us with regard to these mentalities, these absolutely idiotic statements. And so somebody like Vance, I'm going to share this right now. I've said it to other people. If you have a president who is Republican, a House that is Republican-led, you have a Senate that's Republican-led, and a Supreme Court that's led by Republicans, the 13th Amendment and the 14th Amendment, they will find a way. They're not going to strike them out, but they're going to codify other laws that then black folks in particular are going to lose out across the board. It don't matter if you got wealth, you have nothing. If you're homeless, because again, that is the mindset. When y'all talk about J.D. Vance and the rest of them, that is what's going on, and it is real. Last thing I'm going to say on this subject, if people think that it can't happen, I'm going to tell you our country that it happened in, and it's going on. Argentina. If you go to Argentina, you think Argentina number Caucasian, that again, and these are Caucasians who came from Europe. So when they go talk about how the Pope is Latino, listen, the Pope is an Italian people. Here's the people are Italian that went to Argentina because they got rid of black folks. Mm-hmm. So this is real. This is not something that's just fanciful. That is the type of stuff, that craziness with regard to 2025, that people say, I'm not sure about that. Fool, you better understand that you ain't got to say 2025. They've been implementing this stuff from the 1970s on, the war on drugs and everything like that, and pull yourselves up by your bootstraps and trickle down theory, all this stuff, things. Now they just take it to a higher level.
Who next? Bernard or Cozy? Y'all went yet?
I'm good.
Bernard? Is Bernard frozen?
Trump took him out. No, man. He's tired of him and that America the dog foolishness.
What you say, Jamal?
Oh, I'm gonna let y'all know this. I did say it yesterday. I'm gonna become transracial. I'm not gonna be one of y'all. I'm gonna be transracial.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
I want one of them too. He's a different person now.
Well, Mr. Brown, all you gotta do is put on that shirt you had on 3 weeks ago. They'll be all right.
Robert.
Bernard, did you have a chance to?
No, I couldn't hear him, so I left and came back in.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
I read Jamal lips because we read lips now. When they would read Jaylen Brown lips, I remember what he said. Man, it is crazy, man. That like I said, I was on the phone for 2 hours talking to this young man. I didn't realize this young man was smarter than I thought he was and know about the country. And he brought up Project 25, and he said, if black folks don't wake up, man, we going right back into slavery.
Yep.
And I was surprised that he even said that, because I didn't know he know, man. He just broke it down. And at the end of the day, it's, man, I got all my anger out earlier. Me, Facebook had a little powwow, and they put my video back up. So at the end of the day, I done calmed down, man, because I'm being tired and sick and tired for us that look like us, and we trying to help these damn fools, and they looking at us like we crazy, and they looking at like we don't know what we talking about. It's gonna be a World War III, and it's gonna be in America. Trust me, with us, because at the end of the day, let me tell you something right now. We ain't gonna sit down and let what 2025 happen. That ain't gonna happen. Trust me. They got the same thing we got, buddy. Mm-hmm. Hey, this ain't to turn the other cheek.
Right.
This ain't Martin Luther King, I had a dream.
No, not at all.
This is
fuck around and find out.
Right.
So I tell you earlier, do not, please, y'all, what I'm about to say, do not let Donald Trump write a check that your ass cannot cash.
There you go.
And
let me add this.
And the major question is, who are they taking their country back from? That's the question.
No, we're not taking it from Mr. Brown. What you need to understand is privilege, I'm not. No, I'm going to say it. I did DEI work all my life. White privilege is a powerful tool and system. That's what I said. It's a powerful tool and system. I'm going to say this right now. If you black folk don't get your act together and go on and exercise your Second Amendment right, catch what I'm telling you, you better be stock loaded if you know what I know.
Yeah.
I don't care who don't like what I said. Baby, I guarantee you this.
Yep.
I bet you I'll be at the range every day this week.
Yeah. But you know what?
You only have a pellet gun. So stop pretending, okay? You only got a pellet gun.
You come up them stairs and that woman back there, I ain't even gonna ask no questions.
And what's so funny about
gun range around here? Is there a black gun range around here?
I don't know, baby, it can be black, green.
I know, gun range.
It's what in the back.
34th and Burroughs.
This is a gun range.
It's what y'all back. It's what in the backyard.
I like that, the best humor I know it's you.
Range everywhere.
Yeah, I know it.
Oh, Julia, that's a great one.
That was good. He ain't lying though.
Oh man. I see you smiling. Julia's hit.
It's a range everywhere.
Julia's hit a home run.
Wherever you can find the
Gun
black folks
range
in the
is
world.
on 34 and Burroughs.
If you go over there, they shoot hundreds over there.
That's the first district.
Oh, that's good.
We don't do that over here.
Yeah.
And Cozy, it's a gun range. You mean target practice or whatever? It's one on Eisenhower and White Bluff right there on that corner.
Yes,
I know that's one there.
One.
And then there's one out on
80.
Yeah, on 80, correct. Now Garden City, Garden City area. You're right.
Right, it's got blue sign. I've been there before.
Yeah, I was asking if there was a black one, but okay.
If it is, I'm not a knowledge. Maybe other than the one on 34th.
It's a black one right in our backyard.
Right.
Oh,
hey, it's called You Hear It.
I finally gonna have to do this, Julius.
They practice shooting all the time.
There you go.
That's the good.
Did he mark it?
That came from right here, boy.
Yeah, but it you know, I mean, I say it to be funny for her asking about a black gun range when Anthony Maben left. The idea left when Anthony Maben left, and then to tell you, it's one that we are not addressing properly, and that's the one on 34th and Burroughs and 40th and Burroughs and all up in that area where we need to be having more patrols. Jamadam had to have an emergency meeting about it the other day, and if you got to have an emergency meeting about something that's happening in your neighborhood on the same damn street every damn time, something wrong. Somebody ain't paying attention. And so we need to have them pay attention. And that's what we need to devote our efforts to with some of these shows. We got 20-some shows. Some of our effort needs to be going toward community policing and taking back our communities. Trump want to make America great again. We want to make our neighborhoods safe again.
Yeah.
And he can't be walking around. Did he get the memo?
I ain't giving the tell him where you leaving, Dante. Where you leaving?
I'm actually at a networking event.
For who?
I know.
Yeah, that was too politically correct.
He's frozen.
You got to sit down somewhere.
He probably mad because Donald Trump didn't pick him as a running mate. he picked Scott, he picked Ryan, he picked JT on all of them.
Yeah, JT go. You heard what JT say we're gonna do? JD say we're gonna do it. JD say he's gonna what Pence didn't do by nullifying that election, he will do. So that means whether they win or lose, if the next time around, if he becomes president and JD becomes vice president. If they even think that anything, well, it don't matter with them. They're going to nullify the election. So
yeah.
we have to. The Democrats just don't have no balls. We're going to talk about them after a while also because they get on my damn nerve. I am so pissed with them, and y'all excuse me. This is an X-rated show tonight. So if you got a little problem with what I say after a while, then I'm sorry, but it's gonna be said because I'm really hot. What you say, Jamal?
President Biden tested positive for COVID. Just to let y'all know that.
Yeah. I wasn't around him.
Yeah, that's still a.
I wasn't around him.
You see this
Yeah,
thing?
you saw that he tested positive for COVID.
What the hell? They're trying to kill all both of them.
Probably had COVID.
God damn.
Hey, he should have went and shook Trump's hand and gave him a kiss.
They're gonna kill both of them. It's about to be Kamala versus JD.
Let me ask you something. Do anyone feel like this is about the end of the era of the civil rights bill, the civil rights? When you look at the 25th, was it 25 they're talking about?
Project.
Do you feel like this is the end of civil rights?
No,
because
not yet.
I will say this, and this is they're gonna hate me when I say this is why I'm so disappointed and sorry disappointed in Kima Williams. For her to be the head of the party for the state of Georgia and to occupy that seat and to be nothing but words and a big old pillow, I don't understand it. Talking about Democratic Party, I haven't seen any of the state chairs stand up and make a voice. For matter of fact, who is the damn chair in DNC? So point being,
you got your agenda.
Yeah, but Rob asked me, Mr. Ryan.
That's number 6.
Well, he asked
me. No, you jumped all the way to number 6. We're gonna talk about all of them in a few minutes. But he ain't got to worry about it.
At least he ain't jump out of the seat.
I did. I caught that.
Okay, we'll be right back after this.
Hello, I'm Richard Coleman, and I'm running for the office of Sheriff of Chatham County. And when I'm elected, I promise to inspect what I expect. Chatham County, it's time for a change, and that change is me, Richard Coleman.
Okay, we back, and we're gonna get into our main topics because we got about 4 or 5 of them. And the next one is this boy who tried to unalive Trump, and he I had on there whether he was a hero or a villain. He really a villain because he can't be a hero in any kind of way because he killed people and he severely injured other people. So he's really a detriment to himself and to the country. But one thing about it, it looked like it was fake at first until we found out that it was people that were shot for real. When you look at it, I don't know what the Secret Service was doing, but we'll talk about them in a few minutes also. It seemed like it was planned because the way that look at this pit photo here. That's him after he being shot, exposing himself after the Secret Service trying to get him under. Well, I mean, what's wrong with this guy? It didn't make no sense of what he was doing on there. This guy wasn't a Democrat. He wasn't an illegal immigrant. He wasn't LGBTQ person. He wasn't an African American. It wasn't anyone he said is poisoning the blood of America. He was white, young, and a registered Republican.
That's correct.
And they still tried to blame who? Robert.
Hold on, I'm gonna play it for you. We're gonna play it right now. Hold on. Lord have mercy.
What's my reaction? It's Barack Obama. It's Barack Obama. That's my reaction. It's Obama. No, they steal everything. They cheat, lie, and steal. They do the work of the devil.
Really?
Yeah, no, sure did. Do you know how stupid and racist you got to be to make that connection? Do you know how far of a reach? He didn't reach. He didn't even reach. He didn't reach back into his booty hole down to the shoulder blade. He didn't went all the way back. He didn't went into his booty hole. And if his booty hole had a basement, he went down there. And then he explored. And then if the basement of his booty hole had a back room, he went to that. And the back room of the basement in his booty hole had a storage closet, he went into that. Do you know how stupid and racist do you have to be to make that connection? I want to know what Trump was. I want to know is the foundation the stupid or the foundation the racism? What is the vehicle? Is the racism the vehicle that you drive the stupid around with, or is the stupid the vehicle that you drive the racism around with? It's diamond level. This is top tier. This is chef's kiss stupidity and racism combined. You would have thought it died out a long time ago. No. It's been there. It's been there. It never went nowhere. It's just not getting its footing again. But those are the kind of people that walk amongst us every day, and they vote. Sometimes the way the world's so heavy, I want to pop my head off and lay it on the floor, or just find somewhere to stand till Jesus come back. Y'all heard me say it a bunch of times. I want somebody to tell me where I'm supposed to stand till Jesus come back, because America is crazy people town.
Yeah.
Tim Scott said we ain't racist,
man. You know what?
Frank Donald said the same thing. Say technically, we not a racist country.
And I don't know who listened to what the girl named yesterday, Amber Rose. Who the hell listened to Amber Rose? Big hole.
Tim Scott and man.
Yeah, she was under the Diddler effect.
Now the gentleman, I'm not gonna call him that. The creep who did what he did. Now, someone said they got footage of him before the shooting crawling up, and people was pointing him out, saying someone is on the roof.
Yes.
Now, and another thing, he did give $15 one time to some Democratic candidate. I don't know who it was, but they do have that on record.
$15.
Yes, one donation of $15 to a Democrat one, but he is a registered Republican.
I'm going to ask Dante a question: whether the next day Trump went to play golf. The very next day,
my God,
Sunday he went to play golf.
He did,
and that afternoon they had T-shirts with him on the front that his company's making. With him on the front, holding his fists up, talking about fight. You know that famous screwed up photo right there where he talking about fight with the blood and everything.
Well, he already got the sneakers out too, Julius.
Wow.
The sneakers are already out.
Yeah. Did you get
5,000?
Did you get your shirt, Dante?
No, I didn't get my paraphernalia.
Okay, yeah, that's what it is. Piranha area. Okay, so
just I'll wait for you to purchase it for me.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna get you one. We're gonna burn it in the backyard. That's what we're gonna do. At the same time, I'm burning.
You've done that before. You've done a burning before. Tell them about it.
Yeah, I don't burn just Republican stuff. I burned Stacey Abrams' shirt one day. I had 5 other shirts. I burned one a day for 5 days in the backyard. I'm serious. I don't just burn Republican stuff. People.
Is she still around?
Yeah,
she's still here.
Yeah.
He ran up.
And she's still around, and also playing a role with regards to these next elections, also, especially on the state level.
No wonder we're losing.
No wonder we ain't getting.
Oh shit!
I'm being honest. How you gonna sit there and it is what it is.
For seriously, that the shoes came out today, with his picture and the bloodstained stuff. They got 5,000 pairs they're selling. Is that right, Mr. Thompson?
I don't keep up with Trump selling his sneakers.
You should, because he's a snake oil.
You sound like Tim. You sound like you can. You got my vote. Whatever side you on.
Diplomatic, right? Very diplomatic.
Yeah, whatever side you on, you got my vote, boy.
Very
you fit the part.
He's a bona fide Trump supporter, people, and we want to let y'all know we don't discriminate here. We just tell the truth. We just tell the truth as we see it. Everybody got a voice, and we invited Dante to come on, so he co-hosts one of the other shows on Sundays at 6 o'clock.
Yeah, but you know what? All they did was open up a can of worms for the next person to do the same thing. If somebody would have said, "Here's a black man going up the wall with a rifle," before he even took another step, he would have been gone. So they say is the white man going up the wall with a rifle, and it took them what? How long it took him to even recognize it? And this boy was 137 meters away from Donald Trump. How in the hell you get that close? How the hell you get that close to this man?
That's why it all seems fake and orchestrated.
And what's so crazy is no. The reason why he got that close because he didn't look like us. Before he got out the car, they would have shot that car up.
Right. But no, they would have saw you coming down I-20.
They would have shot that car up. And then they would have actually said, "Why y'all shot the car?" "Oh, this African American came out with a shotgun, so we had to take." Come on, y'all. This all this got to do is it's a not all y'all, but it's a white thing, man. There's no way in hell they're gonna let this young boy get up that wall with that gun and get that close to the president. And if he could have aimed right, instead it would have been his ear. It would have been boom, gone.
Yeah. The question is, did anyone see the footage? They say he was doing this before he fired a shot, and they saw him up there on the roof.
Yeah, they pointed. Yeah.
Well, they thought he was a part of Trump group. Come on now.
They thought he was a part of the troop. Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was in camouflage, and he was carrying a gun, and he was crawling on the roof and they saw. I guess they figured out this guy was doing something.
They thought he was a sniper too.
Yeah,
got
that was a lie.
Yeah, he was a sniper with the wrong kind.
Yeah.
One question to Mr. Thompson, if you don't mind. How long have you been a Republican? Is in the last year, 2 years?
No, I've been a registered Republican since 2017. Before that, I was a Libertarian.
Okay. Thank you for sharing that.
Anybody else got any questions?
I love the way how y'all created your own narrative about what happened on Saturday.
We want to hear.
Okay,
this is what they do. They do it. You can do it too.
Go ahead. What you say?
I mean, my concern mainly is the poor security system. I think there's a lot of questions of how somebody got that close to a former president, and we can just take Trump name out of it. I'm thinking about Barack Obama, Bill Clinton, George Bush, or any high-ranking official where somebody can get that close to them with a gun. On top of that, you also have the Secret Service saying that there was a report saying that the Iranian government already wanted to assassinate Trump before what happened on Saturday. So you knew all of this, and his security wasn't beefed up, and he's also been asking for security beforehand, but that was denied. You have a female, nothing against female, but you have a female who looked like she's 5'6", trying to guard somebody who Trump is 6'2", 6'3". That doesn't make any sense there. So I think there's a lot of questions that I have is mainly about the security aspect. I'm not going to get into it being staged. I'll say that, if you put a camera in front of Trump, of course, he's going to take advantage of it. That's what he did when he had a moment to, shout, fight, and have the blood across his face. So he did take advantage of that moment. I do think there's a lot of security questions that do need to be addressed. I'm not going to go down some conspiracy hole that some Republicans have, but I do think there's serious security questions.
Well, let's go down some holes that some progressive independents.
I don't entertain ignorance from the Democrats or the liberals. So I'm not.
Since you went there, we're going to go with the security questions since you went there, because it is a topic of discussion. Can you tell the audience, the world's 1,123 people looking, can you tell them why it wasn't one black man guarding Trump? Why could I mean? What it wasn't. What I mean? What the hell going on? Trump is supposed to be talking about he's the party of inclusion. How could you all accept the fact that this man doesn't have anything black around him? He only like a black damn suit. What's wrong with y'all?
Well,
the same reason how some people accept Joe Biden when he locked up a lot of black men.
Yeah,
Joe Biden ain't never arrest nobody.
His crime bill.
1994 crime bill.
Yeah, well, I believe me, I know the crime bill backwards.
And we don't even have to do Joe Biden. We can go to his vice president. I mean, they both have the same record when it comes to locking up black men.
Did they lock you up?
Kamala too.
Hey,
go ahead, Bernard.
You know what? We can pass the buck. We can say Donald Trump. We can say Biden. We can say anybody. My concern ain't none of those devils. That ain't my concern.
What's your concern?
My concern about people that look like us. Mm-hmm. When we gonna come together and when we gonna fight for each other. That's my concern. Okay. At the end of the day, you will never see. I have never seen a black Secret Service man. I never seen it. I mean, I never seen it. So I know that wasn't gonna happen. At the end of the day.
There, not to cut you off, but there are black
Secret
Service officers. I have a second cousin
who. Don't cut me off then. Listen,
I have a second cousin who guarded Bill Clinton, so there are black.
Don't cut me off.
All right,
I told you last week, Dante, just in your show. I told you that. So don't cut me off. You let me finish. Use a Donald Trump supporter guess. Okay, use a guess. All right. So let me finish. As I highly been interrupted. So at the end of the day, I never seen one, period. I never seen one, a black guarding the president. I never seen one. So at the end of the day, it is what it is. But my main concern is us. What we gonna do about us? Y'all can have 20, 25 years. Because what we doing now, we fighting for our kids for the future. That's what we fighting for. Like Mr. Brown said, we up in age. We may not even be here. Okay, and if we got nothing against Dante, but if we got Dante in the future, then you know what? Let me hush. Let me go ahead, Dante.
No.
Yeah, that's right. If you have people like me, we're gonna make sure that all black people are locked back up. Y'all gonna be back. We all gonna be back enslaved and chains, just like Biden said. We're gonna strip all the freedoms that we've ever gotten. We're gonna make sure all the black people go back to Africa where we belong. That's exactly what Bernard is saying that we support. Right. That is our agenda.
Only thing I was gonna say, we all are talking heads, and that's what talking heads do. They come up with ways what they think they, in their opinion, might want to happen. Mm-hmm. And y'all answer the question. You saying the guy got that close because they thought he was a part of Donald Trump's security, a part of the sniping team. And that's why he got away with it. And Bernard really put the nail in it when he say he was white. If that was a black man up there, they'd have shot him before he even get out the car good. So, Mr. Thompson, I think that was, we all are talking heads. You're talking head. Every last one of us are talking heads.
Okay. So would you like for me to say if there was somebody, if a black person was up there, he would immediately been shot?
I mean, would
that make you feel comfortable?
But they would have policing him to make sure he was a part of them. What I'm saying, they just wouldn't take for granted and let him crawl on the top of the roof.
I've never disputed that. So I do think the fact that if it was a black man who done something like that, or a minority, I think they probably would have opened fire immediately. It would not have been almost 5 minutes gone by, and they are communicating back channels, and then somebody opened fire. So I agree with you on that point. So you don't even have to try to debate me on that. What you liberals have next?
I like you, Mr. Thompson. This is the first time I think I had the opportunity.
You're not saying nothing now.
Robert, be quiet for a minute, please. I was saying, this is the first time I met you. It gives me great pleasure to meet you, and in spite of who you might support. Because I'm an independent.
Pleasure to meet you too, sir.
I'm an independent.
You better not say nothing now.
Boy,
Julius, I got a great America, Make America Great hat again for you.
Well, Crooks almost did that.
Yeah.
Send me your address and I'll make sure I get it to you correctly.
Dante,
Make sure say MAGA, and then put Julius all on the right.
how they gonna make America great again when they stole it? Y'all make it. Let's make it.
It was great for them at that time.
And then Crooks almost made America great again.
So you can say stole or conquered. I mean, that's what the Europeans did. They conquered this land. So
yeah. Well,
we know you say.
They say Crooks was trying to take out a crook.
Yes, and they brought us to build this country. Now they're trying to, take it from us and then put us in slave for 500 years, and then our voice don't count, man. Y'all black folks on this panel, we need to wake up, man, and start fighting for ourselves and start fighting each other. We need to start fighting the opposite. We need to start fighting the opposite, man.
We have to start liking
But no,
each
you
other.
say you say take this country is more mine than it is any Caucasian person.
So what now?
You said the word take. This country is more my country than any Caucasian person.
I say mute you. I say mute you.
Dante, it don't give you reservations that there are no black people around Trump.
There have been black people around Trump. There's also been black people that have worked in Trump's cabinet. Now they are not at the numbers that Joe Biden currently has, but
how about
black people?
Do you have reservations
about in Trump administration? And the black people that do come out and talk about Trump administration, most black liberals or the media immediately attack that black person. But Trump has had black people work in his administration.
So y'all soft because they attack y'all don't want to be around? So what are you trying to say?
I can't deal with y'all today.
Don't make no excuses for Trump. Let Trump just give me a good answer. You don't have reservations about there being no black people whatsoever around this president. He's the only one you ever seen. Reagan had him around him. Bush's had him around him. The only one he had around him was Omarosa back in the day. And then I guess he learned from that, though. You're right.
Yeah. And Dennis Rodman. And Mike Tyson.
Omarosa with the roast in his ass.
Where's Vernon Jones? Vernon Jones is there. Vernon Jones is there with his old Uncle Tom ugly self. Looking like a
so let me get this straight. So you have an issue with that, but just because Biden sits around and hire a Supreme Court justice, hire a vice presidential person, hire some more black people, still don't do nothing policy-wise for black people, but just because he hired some people to make y'all feel good, y'all feel good.
Don't you feel good at your job?
Democrats do.
Don't you feel good at your job? They hired you.
He got a black job.
that is a black job.
Go ahead, Jamal.
One of the things that I throw out to folks is this: why must, and in particular, I'm going to say this about black Republicans, black so-called conservative Republicans. Why do they follow this line of this propaganda stuff? Always talking about liberals and stuff like that. That's what they always go to. That's the easy stuff. That's propaganda. And again, that's why. And so now I'll go back in the 1970s. And so there's some pieces that are written with regards to Clarence Thomas and others that, again, they were forced to say toe the line. Why the black Republicans, and say it's not all of them, because there's some black Republicans I know who understand. They say we're going to address the party. Some of them are going to say that we know, in particular, some in Louisiana and some in Georgia have gone and said we see this mentality of the plantation mentality of some of them, and they address it. But I get totally like caught up in like saying, why do you guys spit this out with regard to that? And so I'm like saying, come on, let's go with this. Let's end this madness and this foolishness, because it's all propaganda. People know that I come on the Rabble and I say on the Rabble that some things I have major concerns with people express some of this right here, and that what happened, it goes out. And so now I'm sitting here listening to somebody spit out this stuff about the liberals and all this other stuff like that. I'm like, it feeds into the same game. If you want to say you really about change, then guess what? Don't toe that line. If you got the intelligence, if you got the understanding, you can go ahead and address it squarely. If you want to say it's policy issues, you address the policy issues. But to spit out liberal propaganda, like, yo, That's easy stuff, and that's a game that has been played, and they have played that for so long. And then the Democrats, on the other hand, don't even know how to come back at it. The Democrats, instead, they sit silent with regard to that. And so now what I tell folks, guess what? They are libertarians, they are communists, they are Marxists, they are Green Party folks who have the same mentality. And I did a post in that. I said, here go black Republicans, so-called Republicans, go and talk about, they'll say about Africans selling Africans into captivity. But none of them go and address some of the real issues affecting us, and that you have black liberals and moderates who also sit silent in the face of these people. I'm like saying again, let's be when we say we're independent, I'm not just saying you can be independent in your own party. You can be independent and look out for the interests of the people. I'm just throwing it out there right now. I want other people out there saying, listen here, Jamal sitting on there. Jamal don't go along with none of this craziness because, again, it's all a game that's being played on us, and we spitting it out. So I'm just saying it is dangerous for us to sit here too and spit out about the liberal media, all that crap like that. You got conservative media that's just as foul. I think they say this media outlet. Look at Fox News and all the others. I'm like saying, come on now. Let's be balanced about it if you're real. If you're not real, then you're going to be spitting out the propaganda. And that's what I hear, propaganda being spat out. And if I address it with other people, again, like I said, I'm fair across the board. If I hear some of y'all saying it before and now I'm hearing some of the same stuff right now, I got to call out. I want everybody out there checking out the show. Y'all know Jamal don't get down with that. That is absolutely incorrect and wrong and misleading and dangerous to the people. All you're doing is just being a pet for these people. When we do that, pet as a Democrat, pet as a Republican, and pet as any other entity as opposed to being a human being.
Yeah. Everything Jamal said. Period. Everything came out this young man's mouth was absolutely right. He couldn't put it no other way. And
because it is about issues, and they never talk about issues. They only talk about what the person are, whether they are liberal or conservative, but not the true root of the problem. So I have to give him an A+ for that.
That's exactly right. Let me ask Mr. Brown this. With that context in mind, why isn't then this community, Mr. Brown, why isn't this community supporting the one candidate that speaks to our issue? And that's Cornel West.
And I hear exactly what you're saying, because they don't know who he is. He hadn't been able to get the message across to the people. And it's up to you to give a bigger check. You give crap. You give nothing, but yet you got a lot to say about Cornel West. You need to write a check.
Well,
$20.
Well, Robert, the reason that we don't support him is that we don't follow people blindly. And it's not being following Cornel West blindly.
I don't know.
Keisha Gibson Carter had everybody's back. So there's your answer. She had everybody's back here in Savannah, who she was promoting and advocating for everybody, all the people who were underserved. She did all that. So to support Cornel West when you know that he cannot win.
They don't know him, Julius.
Well, even if they don't
know him. You can't support something.
We know Michael Jordan.
You can't support nothing.
We know
you
Ben
don't
Carson.
know. If you go to the average black person, on the street level, I'm serious. They don't know who he is.
But they know
I have no idea.
Come on with the bull now. I'm not.
We don't know who Joe Biden is. We don't know who Donald Trump is.
Yes, we do. We do. They got the money. They got the money to get the name out there.
They come out our neighborhood They come out their damn neighborhood every 4 years to talk on that bullshit.
But they have the money to get the name out there.
Mr. Brown, no. The Democrats and Republicans are discriminatory at best. They're discriminatory parties. They own the networks. They're discriminatory. Let's call it is.
Well, hold on. Let me disprove your theory, Robert.
Okay.
How many people on here, by show of hands, know who Cornel West is? That's everybody. Charlie. You know who Cornel West is?
I know who he is.
Okay.
But
Everybody on here knows who Cornel West is. So what are you saying?
Everybody knows
what I'm
Kanye
saying
West.
is
Who Cornell West is.
what
Robert?
I'm saying, some of the people who will vote. What I'm saying, some of the people who may vote, they don't know who he is. Maybe we might know who he is, but I guarantee you, they don't know exactly who he is. They don't even have no idea. And the difference, you saying Donald Trump and Joe Biden, they have the money, the millions and millions of dollars to get the message out to the world.
No,
you West don't have that kind.
You don't have to have no money to get the damn right message. At the end of the day, they know who Kanye West is. He's a gray-haired black man with a split teeth in the middle. That everybody, trust me, they know his show. Everybody know who this man is.
You'll be surprised that so many people don't know who he is. Actually, you're being unfair. But you know, this is the name of the show. And Julius, you know better. And Jamal know a lot of people don't have no idea who that man is. You go up to some of Joe Blow and Mary Sue. They have no idea who he is.
Mr. Brown, to your defense, I can agree, and I'm gonna boil it right on.
You don't have to rationalize for me. I know who I deal with. Wait a minute. You don't have to rationalize to me. I know who I deal with. I deal with people have no backbone and full of shit, and I very seldom ever do. And no, I'm telling the truth. I don't deal. That's why I don't like what goes on the show half the time. I'm speaking factual. You have no idea. You'll be surprised the amount of people don't even know who this man is.
Well, this is the Rabble. This is the Rabble.
So, and this is to our what I have a major problem with, and this goes to our households. This goes to, matter of fact, this really goes to our churches, because the church, when the civil rights movement, the church was a big part of the black community in the past. The church has become a capitalistic whore. And that's the problem with the black church. We got to start worrying about the money and start worrying about what people do in their bedroom and start worrying about saving these people out here in these streets like it used to be. That's the cornerstone of it right there for me, right? So what's happening, two things. We're not passing information down. And two, we're running behind white saviors like the Democrats and the Republicans. When we got a man that's sitting right over here telling us, hey, so I would agree with you. But the problem is, we are responsible for sharing that message. We being the next person. You know what? Jamal Durant tell you right now, half of us don't even know the history of the city we live in for the very same reasons.
Boom.
Yeah. And we got to stop this bullshit ass, passing the buck crazy shit, and start putting our asses together and start fighting for a community, for we be back in damn Cottonville. And that's as simple as that.
But Robert,
they still need the money to get the word out.
We agree with you that Cornel West has the best platform for us. But if you use what's that reasoning? What's the word? Deductible. What's the word?
Analytical.
No, that's another word. It's another phrase. If you use sound reasoning, you know that a third-party candidate, even if he had all of our votes, couldn't win. So we would be wasting a vote, and that is a vote that you would be casting for Donald Trump. So, okay, let's keep that theory. We have for years followed behind Democrats who asked for our vote. We can't, a black community can't say, hey, white people, we've been looking out for y'all for years. We need y'all to follow us for this one time. Well, why don't you say that?
Come on, Cozy. Come on now.
No. Why don't you say that? Why don't you go do that?
Cozy.
What's your opinion, Cozy? Tell us your opinion, Cozy. You shake your head and this and that. You tell us, since you're the lady on here and you shaking like I agree, I disagree. So tell us your opinion about the whole situation right now. And nobody interrupt us so we can listen to what your point of view is.
What was the question? No, I'm kidding. I believe Democrats, Republicans, they're the same people. And us fighting against them, well, not against them, but comparing the two of them, which one is best for us, neither are. I mean, unfortunately, do have to choose one. When they enter into their Freemason and their Mason meetings, do you think they say Republicans on that side and Democrats on that side? No. Their goal is the same thing, and that is to keep us on the bottom rung. Period.
Moderna or Johnson & Johnson?
Oh, I get it.
It's all the same.
Pretty much.
It's all the same. It's all the same. They have.
But you got to choose one. You're gonna take Moderna. You're gonna take a Johnson & Johnson, or you gonna take
the
bleach?
couch.
Which one you want?
I didn't take either one of those shots.
Okay, bleach probably. They say bleach will kill it.
Smart decision.
But bleach will also kill you.
Right. I use wisdom, and the people that I know that got that shot ended up with it. Not me.
I'm just being devil's advocate.
I know.
When you go to talk about a third party candidate, tell that Cornel West had all the opportunity in the world to integrate himself into the Democratic Party where he knew all his people were. So if he cared enough, come and run for office on a level to get to the Senate, to get to that point where everybody's hearing you, so that it'll be like what Charlie said, then everybody will know you. Jasmine Crockett, everybody knows her now. Why? Beach blonde, bad body, bad built, something, whatever the name of the thing go. You get, but Cornel West is one of our biggest scholars besides Jamal Torre.
Yeah, he uses big words. He uses big words. So what? You say his people?
He's a smart boy. He's a bad boy.
He is a bad boy, but he talks over most of our heads.
Yeah.
The one.
You right? I mean, okay, you use big words, but if a fifth grader can't understand what you're saying, who's learning anything?
Yeah.
And
he's trying to impress somebody else.
His choice of wives, well, I'll say wife, doesn't look like anybody on this panel. So y'all all know about talking black but sleeping white.
Oh, Kamala?
No. Dude he's talking about.
Oh, Cornel?
With the half tooth.
Robert know what you're talking about.
Cornel West.
He knows.
Right.
It's two things.
I love all people, but I'm simply saying he's not, as far as I'm concerned, he's not one of us.
Well, Tim Scott,
it's two things.
Sorry.
Two things. All I want to say is two things. Here go the two things I want to say.
Go ahead, sir.
I know of him. I couldn't even tell you what party banner he's running under. I personally couldn't. And somebody tell me the banner he's running under. My brilliant friend who are up and down, what party banner would you share with us? Raise a hand and tell us what parties he running under. No, ask them which party he's running under. By show of hand, how many people know? I have no idea.
And could care less.
And number two, in the big words, is that guy Ronnie Dyson. Not Dyson.
Eric Michael Dyson.
He used a lot of big words, more than Cornel West do.
But he's more relevant.
But I'm saying I can't think of his name.
Eric Michael Dyson.
Right, okay. He used a lot of big words. All I'm saying, we can sit here and bull jive each other. This show cannot stay on if we don't accumulate some sort of contribution or money. He doesn't have the money to get the word out to the world to let people know.
How about Dr. Claude Lee? He
Claude Lee's another one. Julius, you took it out. I wasn't going to mention him. How many people know Claude Lee? How many know him?
How many people know
Bernard,
Claude
do
Lee?
you know Dr. Claude Lee?
Oh.
Okay, a lot of people don't know who he is. You'll be surprised. When I say people, you guys on this show, because you do have some intellect. And I'm not saying the average voter don't, but you go to Mary Sue and Helen or John and stuff and ask them, who are these people? They have no idea.
All right, Dr. Claude Lee.
Go ahead, Jamal.
Y'all done let Dante get y'all.
Killed with Ronald Reagan administration, if I'm not mistaken.
Y'all done let Dante get y'all fired up. We supposed to go to a break by now.
That's right. That's right.
We don't.
Thank you for being a good VP of operations.
and he's sitting down there in the Oval Office. Dante in the Oval Office. Look at behind.
Hey, Dante.
How you doing, ma'am?
I tell you. Hey, we'll be,
When you come back, tell us the party he's running under, because I don't know.
Green Party.
Green Party.
Do you love me?
Of course.
If you are lying, my God will expose you.
You do this every Thursday. Every time I'm sitting up here trying to watch Ebony Sports Reporter, you just got to come in here and interrupt me.
Your team won the violent American football contest. Why do you have to watch highlights about it afterwards?
Because I can.
Why don't you go to Ebony Sports Reporters building and voice your opinion about your violent American football game?
Do you even know where the building is?
Yes.
Then how do you get there?
You drive straight. When you get to the light, you make a right. Then 2 lights down, make a left, and you will see that I don't give a f***.
All right, that was a message to look at the Ebony Sports Reports tomorrow. You got your host up there, your main host up top there, Dr. Jamal Claude Torre, and you got your co-host right there, Bernard.
Why I can't be a doctor?
You are Dr. Basketball. You got many rings. And you got many stories.
That's right.
And he pray hard daily. PhD. Pray hard daily.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let Dante read this. This is good, Julius, from Thomas Barbie.
No matter what happened between Thomas, Matthew, Crooks, and Trump, the facts don't change. The fact Trump is the only twice impeached president, convicted felon, convicted for tax fraud, convicted for sexual assault, convicted for defamation, and the only person on earth who asks a Republican elected official to find 11,780 more votes to overturn the election, and the only person inches away from making America great again.
That's deep.
He summed it up.
Dr. Respond. Go ahead.
I mean, I don't know what I should say. I mean, all of that is true. I mean, of course, I have some questions of how those cases was brought about, but I mean, he's been found guilty. He's a felon. I mean, I don't know what else I should say behind all of that. That's all true, but he's still going to be the 47th president again. If Democrats are smart, they should put their money in the House and the Senate, because putting that money all the way at the top, it ain't going to work.
Well, that's our next subject. Is the Democrats. So go ahead, Bernard.
Hey, man, Dante, if I'm gonna vote for you.
All the right answers, isn't it, Bernard?
He got the right answer. He ain't choking himself.
No.
He said it. I'm like, man, hey, you are welcome to the Rabble anytime you want to.
Well, he got all the politically correct answers.
Politically correct, right?
They're all wrong. But you got politically correct answers that he's trying to bring forward.
You know, we're not letting Ronald, our guest, say anything wrong. You don't have
I'm listening. I'm good. Good?
Okay.
You know, I take a few skills from.
Can I say one thing though? We're talking
I
about.
thought you said he was good.
Wow. Good job.
Go ahead.
Let me say this. We're talking about Black Republicans and Black Democrats and how we need to get together. But is it possible that we can sit and talk without talking politics and just talk about the Black community, how we get the Black community together? Is that possible? Because, The problem is every time a group of us get together and we started talking, if somebody mentioned you're a Democrat or you Republican, then there's where we split. We got the white man joint to our side, and what he's trying to do is cut us loose.
Yep.
And so we can live on our own. But you know what? We don't want to let go because we don't know what to do.
We're like
and until we decide to let him go and start thinking for ourselves, we're not going nowhere. This conversation we're having is nothing until we start thinking about what we need to do without having him involved in our life. Because that's what everybody else has done. How come we can't do it?
Well, this conversation gets us to that conversation.
Well,
we must
have no. But what I'm trying to say is we've been having conversations, as far as I know, way back in the early '80s, and we are not getting anywhere because every 4 years we get serious about these conversations. Then we start talking about having a third party and all that. Those things are good, but I think black folks just need to talk about black folks. Get together, and you know what? Learn to like the person next to you. We don't even like that. We don't even like the next person. And that's the problem we're having. That's why we can't sit up and make a good decision without having some white person telling us how to do it. We used to do it back in the 50s, 60s. We used to make our own decisions, have our own businesses. And we lost all of that. But we got to learn we have to learn how to raise our kids. We got to be more concerned with our kids' everyday life instead of waiting till he become old enough to become a good basketball player, a good football player. And you're still not trying to help him then. You're trying to make sure he gets something, you get something out of it. But when a day comes that we take our life a lot more serious than the everybody else do, we'll make a little progress. But we got to learn that we got to just get together and talk about what we need to do. Invite Republicans, invite Democrats, but don't talk politics. Talk about everyday life. Talk about the homeless. What can we do about the homeless? What can we do about having more jobs, more businesses? They're not going to carry us no more. Like I was trying to say a few minutes ago, are they trying to do away with civil rights? You will not be able to go out there holler and say you have civil rights. That is not going to be a regular word anymore. Because if they make it, a lot of things you used to depend on, it won't be there anymore.
You're right.
They didn't intend for us to be here this long anyway.
Hey, hey Dante, it was this young lady wanted you to address what Jesus said. She wants you to address what Jesus said. You remember what he said?
I normally talk to Jesus when I first wake up or before I go to sleep.
Well, I called him up. He's here right now.
That's what the guest asked.
That's a good one. So address Torre, his what he said about you.
If you want.
If you want to.
I apologize. I don't recall.
Torre actually had a question he was trying to propose a minute ago.
All right.
I think he was trying to get a question in. Go ahead, Torre.
Let Dante address it if he won't, and then Torre can ask him another one.
I think he got a question
I don't recall
trying to ask.
Okay, then go ahead, Torre. Go ahead, Torre.
No, I didn't have a question. I was addressing something else. Politics is about every day of your life. Politics is a part of who we are. Politics affect you even by yourself. When you go into your bathroom, it is politics. So politics is everything. We might try to compartmentalize. I'll say you never compartmentalize. It is a part of it. So the conversation of politics, the political system is a part of your life even by yourself. If you're in your house and you are on a computer and you're engaging in some things, politics is involved in that. So and I want African people to understand, we can never go and say politics is not a part of what we do. It is a part of everything that you do. You can't go to the store without politics involved. You can't go on the streets. You can't get a license to drive. You can't leave out the country per se without politics. So politics is a part of our life every single day, every second of our lives. So I just want to say that.
You want to make a statement.
Correct. Absolutely correct, because those conversations he was saying that you need to have when you say what we're going to do about the homeless, what we're going to do about the homeless is then it becomes a Republican and a Democratic thing, because the Republicans don't have compassion for the homeless. So you ain't gonna do nothing according to a Republican. The Democrat might want to feed them at least. So you got to be able to pick your poison. You got to be able to say, hey, I know I got these people aren't doing everything, but at least I'm a part of the party. You can't be in the party of the Republican parties unless you're Stephen. I'm sorry, Dante. I'm sorry, Clarence. I'm sorry, Tim.
Scott.
Never mind. You just can't be in that party unless you just don't have unless you just don't have any thoughts of your own.
I got one question. I only have a question. Maybe I'll answer. Robert Kennedy is running under what party?
Oh, I don't know Robert Kennedy.
No. What party?
Independent.
I want to know that. I don't know.
Independent.
He's just an independent.
Yeah. Sleepy Robert.
Okay.
There we go.
Making backdoor deals with Trump.
Segue into what you had on the agenda, because I follow the agenda. I read the Democrat.
Yeah.
Because I sit on it's no secret, sit on the Democratic Party of Georgia. I'm one of the voting officials there. My concern with the Democratic Party, not just in Georgia but nationwide, is stop complaining and put your foot forward. And so when we saw Project 25, what I wanted to see was, well, what are we going to put forward, right? The John Lewises of the world, the Democrats of the old, who really will get in the trenches. They really worked, and they were about something. Now, all we are worried about, this is the Democrats' banter right now, the flag, Joe Biden being old. That's all we talking about. Like, make it make sense. Like, you mean to tell me our two things that we gonna win an election on is he old and abortion? That's what we're gonna win an election on, and we wondering why we lose we are losing, Mr. Brown and Julius. We're losing states that we shouldn't even be competing in because we got idiots at the top of the ticket, and that's just the truth.
Yeah.
Well,
and you and
go ahead.
And you and Dante on the same show?
Oh yeah, the Political Spectrum, the #1 show in Southeast. Yes.
What that got to do with the price of tea in China?
It raises the rate.
I'm just saying that just came out of my head, man.
It's the truth.
Well, these are conversations that we need to have all the way to November the 5th. Every show that we have, it needs to be politics. No, you people talking about you're getting tired, but politics is infested. It's in our life, and we got to do. We got what we have to do to bring information to the people. Ron, I'm address something that you said earlier before Jamal goes. We've never used those conversations were had in rooms where everybody couldn't hear in the 80s. We didn't have what we have now with the internet and the advanced information systems that we have. So now we have this. We're giving information to the public, especially to our viewing public, is who we create all our shows for. It's for the public at large, but it's really for the African American community. So because information is lacking in our communities. So we didn't have it back then. So yeah, we can have those conversations. There's nothing wrong with you having that conversation and starting those groups. See, we always saying what we want to do, but we got to be able to start those groups. Just like I told Robert, go tell them people, hey, let me, let me in. Go tell them, let me in. You ain't got to keep telling us you want to get in. Go tell them you want to get in. Go tell them it's somebody over here that has our back. But we're talking about the Democratic Party right now, and I got a lot to say about them. So, but before I go off on, go ahead, Jamal.
Well, just to say, we see that the Democrats are not doing what they need to do, and so that's a part of the issue. And so I'm gonna throw something out that again is gonna get kind of personal for folks. When again, and this goes to again, why we shy away from politics. Your life is controlled by a government, governmental entities, because that's what societies are based on, government. So it's not like you just do your own thing, but governments have been always around. And so the very fact that we're sitting here. The very fact that we're sitting here right now and we're using electricity, we're using services, guess what? You have something called the Public Service Commission that controls your life. That comes to play. If you have water, it controls a party, and that is controlled by when you don't elect people, put people in these positions to not look out. And so, just like, and y'all want to say something about, it's not just Democrats. When you talk about homeless issues with regards to that, you have cities that are led by Democratic-led cities. The Democrat Party led cities, whereas they got spikes and other things in the middle, benches, so that way the homeless can't lay on the benches. Because again, but guess what? You elect these people, and when you don't vote, you still elect those people. Because you could have voted to not have somebody else there who may have some more compassion and understanding. And we talk about redlining is also called red zoning. In Savannah, they call them red zones. And that's one Shani, she like to talk about red zones. Red zones cause us to have to not engage in having our black businesses in our communities. That played a role with regard to that. And you had the 1964 Civil Rights Act being signed. That then caused, because the media outlets and others began to tout that black people could not go in these other areas. So guess what? It's still tied to politics. That's why I say overall, we got to understand, if you don't want to stand up and vote for certain things and vote for certain people, or you make it convenient, because you know what it is, really, I'm going to tell you what that is. When people say they're not voting, it's they done gave up. It's convenient for them. That's easy to do that. The hard thing is to make a decision. If you are Republican, Libertarian, Green Party, Marxist Party, New Alliance Party, that's the hard thing to do right there. And guess what people do? They like to put their heads in the sand as an ostrich and then let life dictate to them. Because guess what? That Public Service Commission not dictating to y'all what your utilities are right now. They're dictating to y'all how you function right now. So guess what? You can go and say it all you want, and we do a disservice to people when we promote that type of stuff, not stand up and being involved in something. Because again, it's the totality of who we are. The food stuff that you get, you got taxes on the food that you walk into. And some people say the most regressive tax is a sales tax. So guess who make the decision on that? Politician. Your property taxes are now also tied to politics, millage rates, and all that. So I want the audience checking this out. Understand, I don't want any of y'all thinking you put your head in the sand. I need you to get out there, regardless of who you want to vote for. You get out there and understand, because it's going to impact you one way or the other, even if you by yourself.
Robert.
Right.
Can't hear you, Robert.
Hold on, let me add this real quick. In addition to what he said, Public Service Commission also built what's called Plant Bogle. What does that do? Create cancer. When they build it in black communities. Make sense?
Another thing is, Bernard, you had your hand up?
No, you go ahead. I'll go after you.
Another thing was, using that as a prime example of the Public Service Commission, those people voted for Robert's opponent, voted against their best interests.
Mm-hmm.
Those people, see, you got an uninformed citizenry, and you got a racist citizenry. You see what I'm saying? They voting along party lines, knowing that same party is going to raise your damn electric bill.
Mm-hmm.
When Robert was running on lowering your electric bill. So how could you vote for somebody for this particular thing? It ain't got nothing else to do with nothing in the world but electricity. Your electric bill, and you voted against the man that said he was going to help you. That's how dumb the electric is. That's how dumb people, the people of this country is, and the Democrats. Let me just say this, the Democrats are the dumbest damn people in the world. I'm serious. I'm not even a Democrat no more. I'm not. I'm an independent. I am. They have just shamed me to all shameness. They get in there and they get so damn cliquish. that you can't get into anything. Once you help them, then they kick you to the curb. They don't need you no more. Then they so soft. Trump gets almost unalive. So they suspend their campaign for running ads, but Trump keeps running his. What the hell kind of soft shit is that? You don't suspend, you run your campaign all the way to the door, no matter what happens to anybody. That has no concern. They don't have no compassion. What the hell you look like having compassion? Like I said, now they're talking about the polls. Adam Schiff, I used to love Adam Schiff. I thought he was just a smart, great guy from California until he opened his damn mouth the other day telling Joe Biden to get out. Dude, it's too late to change goddamn cars. You already in it? Jump out if you want, but don't try to take us with you. I'm not jumping out. I got to stay where I know the less danger is. I'm not a Democrat or a Republican no more. I vote Democrat when I feel like it. But if it's somebody better, I'm voting that way. I'm a Brian Kemp fan now. I don't give a damn who he runs.
Me too.
I'm serious. Serious. But I'm gonna tell you, and now they're talking about the polls. Biden should get out because of the polls. Fuck a poll. Who the hell care about a poll? Polls ain't never been right. They just guessing. They ain't called none of y'all on this panel. Not now one of y'all got a call from a damn poll. Nobody. Not even Dante. And he a fake Republican. You know what I'm saying? Not even Dante. Oh, that white guy did right there in the corner. He got one. He got a call.
Man, I like that.
But I'm gonna say this here, and then I'm gonna shut up. Fuck the polls. Fuck Donald Trump. And fuck all those Dems calling for Biden to step aside.
Yeah.
I told you it was gonna be a little explicit tonight.
We need to censor that. The opinion of Julius Hart, merely opinion of Julius Hart, and not the opinion of the rabble and our black media.
That's our compliance officer right there. So
yeah,
y'all
there you go. But you know what?
He's an attorney.
We got 4 months. Like you said, our black media, we got 4 months to either change people's mind and go vote, or change people's mind not to vote. We got 4 months. We can't worry about let's get together right now and us as black folk, we need to do this. At the end of the day, the game, the fight in the game is too late now. We got 4 months to make these people vote for Joe Biden. Now, I'm just being strictly honest, because at the end of the day, that Trump is like this. He don't care about nobody but himself. His family don't even stay with him no more. His wife went back to Russia. When little Jimmy graduated from high school, he went over there. Do you see him? Do you see her with him anytime he go out? No, she gone because she tired of him. So for us to go and change the game and say let's us as black folk come together, yeah, January the 1st of 2025, we'll start coming together. Until then, we got 4 months to go out there and vote, because this is one of the most important vote in American history. Brother Joe is old, Brother Joe is whatever, but he trying. And then you think the vice president ain't ill? Period. Brother, at the end of the day, ain't no sense of changing, ain't no sense of jumping ship now. Ain't no sense of jumping ship now. We are already in the fight. So let's finish. Whatever happened. Whoever you vote for, that's y'all. At the end of the day. That's just my opinion at the end of the day. And y'all go around. My thing is this, y'all say shit behind the closed door, this and that. Man, tell the people how you really feel. Because one thing about it, they ain't got to second guess shit on how I feel. I tell you. I got enough podcasts to run my goddamn mouth to let y'all know how I feel. Period. So don't come on no show and gonna say this, say that. Okay, tell the people, let me tell you something. People know whether you lying or ain't lying. If I come on this show and be political correct, they know I'm lying as hell. Period. So at the end of the day, you either gonna help or you gonna shut the hell up. That's my opinion on every damn thing.
What are your thoughts, Dante?
I mean, Joe Biden won the Democratic primary. So since he won the primary, I mean, he should be the nominee. I don't Democrats right now that's having buyer's remorse. you should have thought about that before you voted for him in your respective states. So now that he is going to be the nominee, you should stick with him. And if you decide that you don't want to stick with him, I think Republicans should call the Democrats bluffs. If they want Joe Biden out so bad, invoke the 25th Amendment and let all the Democrats in the House do that. If you want him out so bad, go ahead and do that. I think they are all realizing, which is why the money is drying up at the very top. They need to save the Senate. The Democrats need to save the Senate, and they need to try to gain some seats in the House. The electoral map this time going around is looking very favorable for Trump. Your best chance, and I think the wise thing to do, would be to put Kamala Harris in there. Now, how they're going to do that is going to be very messy because grumpy old man ain't going nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
But Kamala Harris would be the best person to articulate the Democratic point of view than Joe Biden. I mean, I was just watching Joe Biden's speech at the NAACP. We literally need a transcript to read and understand what he was saying. I mean, he did have some powerful lines in there to go after Trump, but I mean, he was rambling at times and he was shouting. He was even, you can tell he was reading the teleprompter. It's kind of an embarrassment. I kind of want the Democrats to get out of this position. I do think they should go ahead and figure out what they're going to do with Kamala Harris. But then you have some Democrats who are publicly and privately saying that they aren't going to support Kamala Harris, which then is going to angry Black women. So Democrats, you kind of put yourself in a pickle here. The wise thing to do, cut your losses. There's 2028. And if you do in 2028, hopefully everybody encourage Maryland governor to run. I think he's a threat in the future.
Yes.
Him and Gavin Newsom, they're going to hold office on that plane for a long time.
Yeah. So in other words, you saying this. You on the damn 1 yard line, and Joe Biden the quarterback, and you gonna call timeout and then replace him with another quarterback? Come on, that shit don't make no sense. At the end of the day, you already in there, whether you understand him or don't understand him. We go ahead and support him and let's keep rolling. How the hell you gonna change something? You shaking your head, Coles. You tell us. You shaking your head. You tell us what we should do. Since you got all the answers.
I say I have all the answers.
But you shaking your head.
I disagree.
Okay, well, tell us why you disagree.
I've been saying it for weeks. I'm done with the Democrats. That doesn't mean I automatically want the Republicans in, but I'm done with the Democrats. It should be obvious. What have they done for us?
So what the Republican done for us? What anybody done for us?
Nothing.
Anybody did a damn thing for us?
Nothing.
But at the end of the day, I ain't gonna take this devil because he gonna leave me in my burn up. I got a better chance with the old man don't know what he talking about, as y'all say, to get me out that burning house. Y'all done lost your damn mind, you and Marte and John Che or whatever your name is. Whatever. I had a moment.
Well, Bernard, at least we have a Black sheriff.
I had a moment.
That don't mean nothing. Sometimes they put us in those positions.
Man. Hey.
Nothing wrong with being.
That's the whole all the trouble.
Nothing wrong with being through with the Democratic Party. I told you I'm through with them, but I'm voting the way that I feel like I need to vote to for my community.
Right.
And for not only for my community, for this whole damn nation. That Donald Trump is a threat to it. I like Donald Trump ideas for the wall. I do. And people probably don't agree with me on that. But everybody don't need to be coming into this country unless you come in legally. You need to come in the right way, and then that's what it. I mean, that's what I've agreed with him from the day he said he wanted to build a wall. Everybody else was against it, but I was with him from day one with that.
Yeah. Okay. So who gonna build these bridges? Who gonna cut this grass? Who gonna do all the work that we don't want to do? Huh?
We're gonna pick the strawberries and the peaches.
I mean, what you say in the commercial? Donald Trump said black job. It's 109 degree. Damn, if I'm gonna come out there and build a bridge, you don't lost your damn mind. 109 degrees, man, please.
You see what the black jobs are. You see what NFL cornerback. You know, crossing guard. But I like Joe Biden's speech yesterday, though. If y'all saw it, Joe Biden said black job. He was speaking at the NAACP. He said the black job is the vice president of the United States. He was good in that speech yesterday. Now he was fired up. Forceful. Yeah.
But let me answer Bernard real quick. This is what I think the Democrats should do. You got to put him in very strategic places. How that looks, I don't know. Jill, y'all remember last time he ran, Jill was the front line. Jay need to put Jill back on the front line. Jill sells well. She did it last time. Remember she came to Savannah all that? Jill sells well. Put Westmore out there and get Barack out of the garage. That needs to be the front line. That needs to be his offensive line. He can win that way. But that's why I'm agreeing with Julius. I don't understand where are the Democratic strategists in this. You can buffer this thing, but you got to have people. I don't know who his advisors are. I'll tell you, Westmore, Jill, Barack, Michelle, Gretchen out of Michigan.
All on the front line.
What are we doing?
All on the front line. You absolutely right. I like Dante's solution. Dante said they need to be if you're gonna give up the White House, then you need to be focusing on the Senate and the House. They aren't doing a damn thing. I have not seen the Democrats do anything. I don't know what they're doing.
Yeah. Go ahead, Jamal.
I want to know, can I go?
Go away. Go ahead, Jamal.
Ain't but 5 minutes left. Hold on, I got something for you. Hold on. We got to do before we go. We could do our segment before we go. That's where everybody get a minute to say what they want to say. But I want to show y'all the joke of the week.
That was cute.
Did y'all get that?
No.
Let's show it again.
Cut his head off.
You got to be a football player then.
Yeah. He can get on. He'll get on. That boy can get on my team anytime he want, boy.
That's how Bernard hit Ronald.
Ronald Wilson, and my whole neck came off.
Go pick his head up.
Yeah.
Intentional hit.
Hey, he took Jamal's head to put on his head and went back to the game.
That's a tough one. That is really a tough one.
That's targeting. That's what it's targeting.
All right, we got 10 minutes. And there's 10 of us, 9 or 10 of us on there. So if y'all want to give your parting words for the night, and we can start down there with Miss Cozy. If you want to give us 1 minute to say whatever you want to say about the show tonight, about world affairs, about your grandbaby. I don't give a damn what you're talking about.
Oh my God.
I would just like to leave the group with 2 things. I mentioned them before on this platform. I think it's very important that I repeat them and we all write them down, learn what they are. The first one is 14 words. Anybody remember that?
Mm-hmm.
This is what I mean when I say Democrats and Republicans, they're not the same. They're all on the same team. 14 words goes like this. We must secure the existence of our people and a future for white children. They both believe the same thing, right? The other thing is what they're gearing up for is called RHOA, Racial Holy War. They're slowly putting it in place. If y'all know who Alex Jones is, look him up. He talks about it very freely. RHOA, RAHOWA, and 14 words. Please look those things up and you'll understand why I feel the way I feel, as far as they are all the same. They're on the same team and their goal is to keep us on that bottom rung. Period.
All right. Mr. Ram?
Okay, I basically just have one thing I like to say is that, like I was trying to say before, I think our biggest problem is we got to put what we think as a Republican or Democrat aside, and we got to focus on us as Black people. And I think some kind of way, I don't know how, but we have to do that because I don't think we're going to get too far because we got issues that no one's going to touch. We don't even want to touch. But if anybody going to touch the issues, it's going to be us as Blacks. And we got to cut loose everybody, and start thinking about our problems for a change and how we can solve them. Because we're just as smart as anybody else. But we got to let our young folks understand that we got to leave them something to grow on. And I think we need to grab hold of them and kind of pull them up at the same time. Because we don't, we're not going to exist one day. It's like we are getting rid of our own self. When you look at the crime, we talk about, I mean, it's just so obvious. We got things that we need to do to take care of ourselves. And until we learn to just kind of learn to know each other, like each other, or just sit down and have a little breakfast with each other or something, we're not going anywhere. And that's the way I feel about that.
All right, we can tell you Charlie Brown best friend too.
I'm telling
you. Dante, you want to have a parting word? Give us a 1 minute parting word.
That's 60 seconds.
60 seconds. Thank you so much. Nothing. Well, thank you for letting me come back on and ruin y'all party. I think the best thing that I would like to say, I think people should definitely get involved in politics so they can become very active. Try to get involved on the local level within your political party. That way you can start pushing things that you think will help your community. Even if you are told no, just keep pushing. I'm trying to work with Republicans in the Georgia General Assembly to legalize marijuana. And trust me, I've been doing that for 3 years. You got to keep just pushing, keep going for it.
All right. Jamal, before you go.
On Saturday, July 20th, a legend passed away, and that is Uncle Bob Johnson, one of the co-owners of Promised Land Farm. The Promised Land Farm was property that was acquired in 1865. Some going to say that was the first land for 40 acres and a mule given to Roderick Steele in Port Wentworth, Georgia. He passed away, and he had told me on last week he had wanted us to plant corn out there and peas. So in the fall, it was going to be, because they were known for having the Collard Green Festival there in Port Wentworth at the Promised Land Farm. And he said he wanted to have a fall festival that we were going to have corn and have peas there. And so he passed away. His homegoing service is on Saturday at Emmanuel Tabernacle on Henry and Ott Streets here in Savannah, Georgia. The wake is at Sylvania, and that's on Friday. And so we got to pay homage and honor to Uncle Bob. And Uncle Bob often used to talk about, where's Mr. Hall at? Where's Mr. Hall? Because Mr. Hall won't come out in the field. And he told me, in fact, 2 weeks ago, he said, Mr. Jamal, you don't let nobody tell you not a farmer. And you tell that Mr. Hall, he need to get out here too. So, Uncle Bob, we love you, and we keep your words with us.
Love you, Uncle Bob. Bernard, or is it Rob?
Robert, hey, Dante, I'm glad you showed up. Dante is a good little fella. I mean, he have his points, whether he's a Democrat or whatever like that. I think he more of a people person than a politician. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it's not a black thing. It's not a white thing. It's a we thing. We need to come together. And this world is going to hell at the end of the day, and God is tired of it. Trust me. If a young man can get that close to almost take a former president out, just think about the other country can come here and get close to us. And that's something to think about. See, we so busy, got Donald Trump so busy, got us caught up in his world that people probably plotting in another country. Trust me, 9/11 can happen again in a minute. At the end of the day. So we fighting about it. We a Republican or Democrat. Maybe I'm a people person. I ain't a Republican or Democrat. I just want to help people that need help, and a voice to people that want to say things but too scared to say it. At the end of the day, we the rabble. We gonna be disagreeing a lot. At the end of the day, that's what we do. If all us sitting on a panel thinking the same thing, then who the hell gonna watch us? Nobody.
That's correct.
No damn body. But one thing we all can agree on. Go out and vote. Whoever you want to vote for, go out and vote. At the end of the day, people died for us. Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, a lot of people, John Lewis. died for us to have the right. Us look like us have the right to vote. They didn't even want us to vote. They didn't want us to do anything. So take advantage of it and start the bullshit. Period.
Robert.
Well,
Why does the Rabble have the longest introduction song out of all the shows?
But no, he interrupt me. Get him.
Hey, you interrupt?
Don't touch me.
Don't
touch me, Jamal.
Robert.
But no, real talk. I think I want to sum it up like this, what we talked about tonight. You know, a lot of times we go buy these things like cars and homes and shoes and clothes. We are doing what? An investment. I want people to look at a vote as an investment because that's what it is. You are investing in things that's going to impact your life, your light bill, your groceries, your property taxes, whether you breathe or not, whether you get health care or not, whether you can marry or not, whether you can be black or not and live in America. So take that investment seriously.
Right.
And again, I just want to thank all the panelists, all the individuals and the special guests and viewing people who on their computers and phones. Thank you for allowing us to come in and give you this information, but do the research. And I want to say again, thank you. Good night.
But the Rabble really does have the longest introduction song out of all the show. They have like a 5-minute introduction song.
And America Got the Dog.
That gives you time. It gives you time. Yeah. America Got the Dog got one longer than now.
You know what?
And to put your makeup on. You know, that gives you time to get right.
Yeah, right.
Ebony Sport Report's got a new show tomorrow.
That's what I thought.
Okay, Ebony Sports Report is at 8. You got Taking the Journey Together at 6 tomorrow. Y'all stay tuned and watch. You can catch this show here in a rerun for the next 2 or 3 days. And don't forget our shows on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You got Dante and Robert with Political Spectrum.
And Clinton.
And Jamal called them political spectators.
Okay, and that's why. You know what? Run Tell that is canceled for the rest of the year.
All right. Good night, everybody. We'll see. I'm not gonna get one because y'all took all my time. All
Great
right.
show.
like that.